Really good teachers who do a lot of project-based activities with their kids really don't just open up the world to let the kids do anything. There's sort of a hidden structure, and the kinds of tools you put out for kids to work with actually sort of guide the way they are able to inquire and build and communicate their ideas. What we imagine for the future is sort of a workspace or desktop where teachers can just choose all the different tools they want, drop them into place, go to work, and the software takes care of all of the integrations.
The kinds of tools we're looking at and developing are ones that allow you to create learning environments, do your own publishing, build things that are in fact useful not only at the moment, but can potentially be useful to the colleagues in your district and beyond.
Peter?
Hi.
Hi. Listen, I am totally stumped. I have this great unit on growth and nature, but I'm having a heck of a time really driving the point home.
What are you looking for exactly?
Well, I've got some great observation experiments, and I've got some great background material on cell growth, but...
You're just not sure how to open the lesson.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly it. That's my problem.
You're in luck. I came across some really good time-lapse stuff last week. Worked great with my kids. Here, I'll send you Cyberlink. They've got a whole series of shots like, well, like this one. Just browse through. You can choose the ones you like.
This is perfect. Thank you so much, Peter. Listen, I'll see you next week at the district meeting.
I'll be there.
See ya.
The real world's full of all kinds of sounds and actions and colors that really turn kids on. That's what really drives curiosity. If in the future we had really powerful mobile devices that would help kids collect those images and sounds and work with them, we'd have a kind of opportunity for learning that we've never had before. The real power of these technologies is that kids would have the opportunity to connect to other sources of information, to ask questions, to compare and contrast, to analyze, right there at the moment of discovery. When kids get back to the classroom, they'll be able to share their experiences through powerful multimedia presentations that really capture the dynamics of the experience they had in the field. They can get their ideas together on their own personal desktops, but then distribute their work anywhere in the school or even to remote locations.
You know, with a little editing, I could use this footage in our diorama here at the park. What do you think, you guys?
Absolutely. Great.
When we had a very small information space, it was practical to think about people going through and indexing at least what they thought were the big ideas and the key concepts. Now, where the information space is literally global and includes not just text, but images and sounds, the models we've used in the past to do our searches simply aren't adequate.
So the notion is to develop tools that make it easier and easier to navigate with purpose through that sea of information. Tools that are smart enough, intelligent enough to be sensitive to context.
There's work being done with intelligent agents that look at the kind of materials that you find and personally value, analyzing them, and then going off, sometimes for hours and hours at a time, paring down the thousands of potentially relevant pieces of information to the few high-quality ones that you really want to spend your time on.
O dear Father, it is thy business that I go about. No blown ambition doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right.
So now, in spite of the fact that he kicked her out of the family, Cordelia remains loyal to her father and doesn't stop loving him. Now listen, I've put these 3 clips on the bulletin board if you'd like.
Great educators challenge their students with big ideas. Ideas that have to be thought about and researched over long periods of time. Real advantage to anywhere, anytime computing the way we're thinking about it is that no matter where students were, they'd be able to get back to their own personal desktop and continue working on that project, on that big idea.
Hey, did you guys read the Nakamura article? Get this. He says that maybe Shakespeare didn't even write this play.
Scandalous.
Yeah, rumor has it was Sir Francis Bacon.
See, look, narrowed it down to 8. And that first one looks a little steep. I'll take that one.
And I'll take that second one.
And you can do the other 6.
Yeah, nice try, guys.
The tools that we imagine for the future are really based on the technologies that we have today. Our responsibility is to make sure that every kid in every kind of school has access to these kinds of tools, not just to enable them to find more data, but to gain real knowledge and to learn how to solve real-world problems.
Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
To engage. What does it mean? To come together. To launch into. To involve. Entertain. Captivate. Fascinate. For millions of people around the world, the award-winning Encarta Encyclopedia makes learning more engaging. And now, Encarta 97 Encyclopedia is more comprehensive and compelling than ever before, featuring more than 100 videos and animations, more than 950 maps, over 9.5 hours of high-quality, digitally recorded sound. And over 8,000 photographs and illustrations. All the rich media in Encarta 97 Encyclopedia is tightly linked to over 30,000 articles to let you experience information and help broaden your interest. Encarta 97 Encyclopedia offers engaging information. More than 300,000 links to related articles, suggested reading, and World Wide Web sites. Links can be upgraded to as many as 5,000, and links can be updated every month to ensure you have the most current information. Encarta Yearbook allows you to download as many as 50 new Encarta articles each month and integrate them with the CD content so your encyclopedia information continues to remain fresh. Students will make Encarta 97 Encyclopedia the first stop for any school project, because Encarta helps students make effective use of the information they find. Simply copy and paste text and images into a word processor or presentation software. Plus, a complete 65,000-word dictionary is always available. But the world of Encarta Encyclopedia doesn't stop there. It also includes an atlas, timeline, interactive learning activities, and a trivia game to help encourage curiosity and knowledge. And for the first time, Encarta is introducing a deluxe edition with double the media to fill 2 CD-ROMs. For example, multimedia collages offer visual maps of 20 different topics and let users browse and jump to Encarta articles, media, and related web content. Encarta 97 Encyclopedia Deluxe Edition includes an additional 6,000 images, 35 more videos, and over 300 new sound clips. 360-degree views allows users to see an expansive, panoramic view of spectacular scenes, such as the Grand Canyon or the Colosseum in Rome. With the wealth of information it provides, it's no wonder that Encarta Encyclopedia is the best-selling encyclopedia in the world. So make Encarta 97 Encyclopedia the first place you go to find out what you need to know.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
The Synsor Supro desk is a place to get work done, a comfortable place from which to teach according to your own strategy. It's a place to work with students and colleagues or conduct staff training. You've seen that the Supro desk is flexible, portable, and configurable to many situations. It organizes multimedia so well that all you have to deal with is the subject at hand. Now let's see some of the ways it can impact your teaching strategies. When you need to share more than a monitor with your class, the Supro desk's completely adjustable overhead projector station makes it easy to sit or stand and deliver. Your overhead easily rotates to find the screen from any desk position, projecting images straight off the computer. And you can change tasks without skipping a beat. Suppose you're using the Supro desk for individual instruction. You might want to place it off to the side of the classroom and have the students sit beside you. But if you come across a point that should be shared with a small group, the conference end is ready to receive them and their materials. Simply swivel your monitor, have your students pull up chairs, and you've created an optimum space for peer instruction as well as small group projects. Every detail is designed to accommodate your changes. If you need to spread out your work, the large desk space rises from an ergonomically slanted position to create a continuous level surface. Printer and monitor platforms are easily lowered, helping you maintain comfortable eye contact with students and eliminating the psychological barriers created by towers of equipment. The equipment pedestal quickly slides into its storage position to give you continuous knee space across the desk. The LCD holder permits you to go back and forth between the liquid crystal display and conventional overhead transparencies. And cords are easily routed and stowed, locked and hidden away. Every piece of equipment is a snap to use or store away, since all equipment connects to a single power switch. The Supro desk is just as easy to roll through tight passages and down the hallway, perhaps to reach the faculty lounge for staff training. The desk's portability lets you optimize your investment by moving this technology ready to work where it's needed. No more fumbling with complicated equipment setups. It's this combination of smallness for easy moving and a large, comfortable workspace for instruction or program development that makes the Supro desk such a versatile and unique tool. As you experiment with its configurations, you will find the Supro desk so quick to set up and change that you can easily build change into your instructional style, moving seamlessly between individual learning, small group instruction, and large group presentation. And when it's time to move again, a single power switch, a single disconnect, and a few easy moves get the entire system out of the room and on to its next appointment. Multimedia is the exciting new dimension in instruction. Now use your Supro desk to organize multimedia into a flexible tool that serves your individual teaching style. As you get to know your Supro desk, you won't even have to think about it. You'll configure as you go and concentrate on delivering to and interacting with your students. You're an instructor, not a technician. The Synsor Supro desk was designed for you. The Synsor Supro desk. It takes teaching with multimedia to the next level. It makes it friendly.
Remember these 3D glasses from the 50s? Well, they're back, but this time it's at the planetarium, not the movie theater. Science students in Pittsburgh put on the glasses to take a mind-bending tour inside cells. Dick Wilson reports.
You need your glasses in one. You didn't get your one.
It's field trip day for these 7th graders in Pittsburgh at the Carnegie Science Center's planetarium. Planetariums exist to show people the stars. But this is a groundbreaking program for a planetarium. It's an interactive 3D show called Journey into the Living Cell. The focus is not on astronomy, but biology.
They are as numerous as grains of sand on a beach, as curious, as varied, and as alien from one another as creatures in a science fiction film.
The show is science fact brought vividly to life on the giant canvas of the planetarium dome. The journey takes the audience on a 3D thrill ride into the microscopic world of the cell, the basic unit of life.
Yet we know today that each of the millions upon millions of forms that life takes on our planet is but a mask concealing a deep...
We thought that our rather dramatic and dynamic images of living cells and tissues would be perfect for stimulating K through 12 students' interests in biology.
Intermediate filaments, in contrast, are more stable and more...
Even for those people who really don't understand it scientifically, it's a very fulfilling experience. Mm-hmm. And it reaches you inside. It touches you through the music. It touches you through the visuals. You know that you've seen something really beautiful about yourself and about science.
To bring the show to life, the makers relied on a huge array of computers and projectors and the expertise of planetarium director Martin Ratcliffe.
Just behind me here we have a graphics display of what is called Digistar. Digistar is a computer graphics system that allows us a full hemispherical dome projection of real-time video graphics, be they the sky, night sky, or the inside of a living cell, or a whole city.
Audience members can control the movement of molecules in the cells.
Going up, so we want to go back down.
They vote as a group on what direction the molecules move using infrared signals to sensors in the dome.
All right, good job.
The Carnegie Science Center is making the journey inside the living cell available to planetaria around the world soon. Next up for the show creators, a look inside the human brain. Dick Wilson, CNN, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
This video on the temple complex at Pamai in Thailand illustrates how computer visualization can be used as a tool in archaeological explorations. These early 20th century photographs reveal the condition of the site before reconstruction. The site you see today is a product of this reconstruction from 1964 to 1969. The builders of the Pimai complex did not employ the Roman arch. Only corbelled arches of sandstone were used to span the corridors, galleries, and naves of the temples. The geometric proportions and maximum spans of existing arches at Angkor and those remaining at Pimai served as a guide in the reconstruction of the vaulted spaces in this computer model. In modeling the temple site, rather than building each wall and arch block by block, a geometric mesh is created from architectural drawings and photographs. Once completed, this geometric form served as an armature for the placement of texture maps or images. Architectural drawings, photographs, and video images served as the basis for creating the image maps that represented the carved relief. Like reality, the actual renderings will be affected by the position, color, and number of lights used in the model. Here you can see how the changes in the sun's position affects the look of the rendering. We begin our walk along the major axis of the temple complex. As we continue our walk, we cross the Naga Bridge, built under the reign of Jayavarman VII. Archaeological evidence established the early beginnings of a community in 500 AD. In the distance we see two prangs, one on either side of the main sanctuary. The tower of the sanctuary stands an impressive 32 meters at the highest point. The design of this tiered dome, crowned by a lotus bud, may have served as the model for those at Angkor Wat. In building these 3D models, the lack of data about the site always constrains the modeling effort. Different scales of measurement, format, and styles of recording site data makes it difficult to reconcile conflicting measurement systems. In constructing this model of Pamai, the most important lesson learned was that there's never enough data, but even if a complete data set existed, constraints in time and computing will result in some abbreviation and generalization. Perhaps the message is clear. Accurate models cannot be generated overnight, but must be part of a long-term commitment to database creation. However, these models can generate dramatic images that can stimulate interest in using this technology in archaeological research.